motivation. We're adding more frequencies to our network. So this is our 76th domestic destination. Not so long ago, we inaugurated Holombi Itanagar as number 75. So we continue to add and to grow our network and to open up new destinations. If you just walk around here and you see the spirit and the motivation of the team and of the customers. This morning, one of the customers gave me a handwritten card. He was so happy with his flight, waiting for the flight to come. I think that speaks to the way of Indigo in terms of connecting the country, connecting the people, and our team's doing a wonderful job. So I could not have been more blessed and privileged and happy with these 4 months that I'm here now.
Sorry, sir. Good morning. I just have a follow-up question to the first question that was asked because Indigo has already started sending flyers messages, people who had booked to Dublin, that their flights are now operating out of Mopa. And some of the staff has also been providing this information back. So if you could provide a little more clarity about what you mentioned about supplementing with Dublin. Are you scaling down? Or will this be a larger station compared to Goan?
For North Goa, and those people who want to book, later in the day they book for Dublin. How does it work? I mean, what is for a passenger who's wanting to fly to Goa, why should I prefer one airport over the other?
I think it's a matter of coincidence. These flights, as Peter very rightly put, are supplementing the addition to the existing flights at Dublin. Why should a person choose one airport or another? I mean, any large city, London has Heathrow and Gatwick and Stansted and Luton, and so does New York, has Jersey and EWR, blah blah blah. It's the point of the expansion of the traffic which drives more and more airplanes to a city. And in this case, Goa is welcoming more and more people. There is more industry, there is more trade, there is more tourism happening. This is anyways time of the year which is for holiday season, as well as people wanting to come and enjoy the sunny environment vis-a-vis the cold in the north and so on. These are just flights which are there to supplement the existing flights at Dublin.
Just to be clear to your point, supplementing means not replacing. We're just adding more flights. And if there's, by coincidence, one flight has been changed, and of course we do have, especially with the weather in Delhi, we needed to make some adjustments to our schedule, some adjustments to our flights. But we are basically rebuilding our schedules post-COVID. You have seen today where we operate as compared to where we're operating in the summer of last year. We're adding flights basically throughout the network and adding them. This will be another addition, so we could have some sort of minor adjustments in terms of on a daily basis or ad hoc operations. But the idea is we keep what we have at Dublin. We may even want to expand in the future when possibility is arrived, and we start building here on the new airport. And today the existing number of flights in Dublin is still 3 times as much as we start here. But the fact that we could today launch the largest ever station opening means we were short of capacity. We were just waiting for capacity to be there. Customers wanted to fly to Goa. We had a lot of requests here from the communities and also other communities in India to make sure that we connect to Goa. Today we're providing that connectivity. And if you just see the numbers on the first flights, the loads are very, very encouraging.
One of the facilities available here at Mopa is that of overnight. How do you plan to use this, and whether you see Goa becoming, a connecting hub between India and abroad, and also whether Goa will be a significant cargo, hub moving people, besides people, whether cargo can be
opportunity moving forward. Today already in the bellies of our planes we do have a lot of cargo facilities. The fact that the airport will have cargo facilities will definitely help to further develop that cargo part.
I can add here that even you see the board on the right outside here, the Honorable Chief Minister is also saying that since we border other states too, as in Goa, you will have a lot more opportunities for cargo. So definitely this lends an impetus to cargo as well.
Hi, I'm Ashok from ANI. Yeah.
Maybe to add to your point on the basis, you know, to start a new destination, to start a new airport operation with immediately 168 flights a week to 8 different destinations, 1.5 million customers expected this year, speaks to the potential in order to develop a base here as well. And for that we need parking positions, and that's part of the discussions we're having.
Hi, congratulations first of all for your inaugural flight. My question is how different from traveling in this airport about landing, parking charges, and how it will benefit to the passengers?
I don't think today I would be in a position to go into details on parking charges and landing charges, and these are sort of arrangements between airlines and airports. At the end of the day, it's all coming back indeed in the passenger fares, but I think our fares, maybe we can add something on our fare level.
Yes, as always, you know, our intention continues to be to offer affordable fares, hassle-free and courteous services, and on-time performance. The charges at the airport, from one airport to the other, sometimes time of the day, but those are totally different decisions and taken at a totally different level in terms of network planning and airport planning and so on. I think we could focus more on a flight. The precise difference of charges between Double M and this one, I think we'll have to get back to you. We'll have to pass this on for later. Why don't we write back to you once you write to us with the precise question. Thanks.
Okay, there was also a question asked about international connectivity from Goa. So if you could just expand on what are the considerations for providing such connections from smaller cities in the non-metro. Give us some color on your international plans. There have been a lot of announcements on that, particularly, you know, code share with Turkish Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, wet leasing of aircraft. Your XLRs are arriving next year. So how will these...
I compliment you that you have the ability to wrap 10 questions into one mic moment. Let me try to answer all 10 of them in a sequence. I think for Goa, today we start with 8 domestic destinations. The next step will be to further build our domestic network, and based on that we could also start to explore international destinations. Looking at we're operating at levels higher than we had prior to COVID, so we rebuild our network, not in all parts of the world, but in significant parts, and now we start to look more international and international development. That brings me to the next point of international development. Indeed, we're further building that. Part of that is code shares with some of the international carriers coming into India. They're connecting on our network. That gives some international exposure, that gives international accessibility, and if you want to travel from certain parts of the world to India, it connects on us, and vice versa. We do the very same way, and indeed our cooperation with Turkish Airlines is one of them, whereby we do connect in Istanbul to various parts in Europe. And if you take flights from Delhi to Istanbul, then connecting to places in Italy, in Greece, connecting over Istanbul on the network of Turkish, and flying to Istanbul on the planes of Indigo. So clearly international expansion is a further addition to that, which is important for our customers. There's a lot of demand for travel to and from India, not only in India itself, but also from foreigners coming to India. I think it speaks to also the economic growth of the country and the international connectivity of India, and clearly at Indigo we have the ambition to play a very important role in that. Maybe
Thank you, Peter. It's one of my favorites, so I'll go on a little bit more. Talking about code shares, we are today pleased to share that we have 7 very, very great airlines code shares with us. We have Turkish Airlines, we have Qantas, we have Qatar Airways, we have American Airlines, we have Air France, KLM, and Virgin Atlantic. With 7 of these rock solid, if I may call them, code shares, we are truly ready to go all over the world. Talking about the Turkish code share in particular, we are adding destinations almost every week. Allow me to give you a little flavor of what we are announcing now. We have via Istanbul. First of all, let me also tell you the true benefits of a code share. So it's a single ticket, single itinerary, single check-in, and baggage through tagged to the final destination. So it's a real seamless journey for a passenger. In our case, where we are connecting 76 points in India, somebody who wants to go to Europe, for example, you can go from the interiors of this country into the interiors of Europe via Istanbul and back. Just to give you some examples, Great Britain, UK, 8 times a day. Austria, 4 times a day. France, 7 times a day. Italy, 7 times a day. Switzerland, 5 times a day. And these are not just to the capitals. Just to give you examples, Switzerland is, we are flying to Zurich and Basel and Geneva. In UK, it's London Heathrow and London Gatwick and Birmingham and Manchester. Even to Austria, we become the only airline from here to fly not only to Vienna, but also Salzburg. Now, Salzburg is a real great destination for holiday. So we are truly going to offer huge amount of connections coming summer for people to truly enjoy holidays in Europe at an affordable price. Thanks.
Hello, sir.
And then your last point on the XLRs, all that work which is being prepared, so I listen carefully to all of your 10 points, but the XLRs, when they will be coming, we need to be ready for it. In order to be ready for it, and in order to add these international destinations, we should be better known international. Indigo today is the 7th largest airline in the world in terms of daily departures. But outside India, not too well known. So again, 7th largest airline in the world in terms of daily departures. But the brand awareness in India, which is super, outside India, it's little known. These code shares and this international expansion are helping us to prepare when the XLR is coming in.
You have added one more alphabet to the name of company, making it Indigo. Is it official or just gift for Goa?
Our brand team allowed it just for today. So today it's Indigo, as from tomorrow it's Indigo again. Okay?
Indigo is the market leader, and a lot of times over the last 16 years, whenever any commentary, any episode happens in Indian aviation, what Indigo says really happens. So over the recent episodes that have taken place in the Indian aviation scenario with respect to the engagement between cabin crew and passengers across airlines, I'm not pinpointing any particular airline in this case. So what is your opinion as an aviation veteran, because you had your tenure at KLM, then here. What can be done? Like, do you think that there needs to be more kind of training programs for the cabin crew, and at the same time, do you also feel that there could be more awareness among passengers of how to deal with, or is it an India-specific problem? Your comments.
At Indigo, and I prefer to speak on Indigo and less on the industry at large, but at Indigo we take pride in making sure that our customers have a hassle-free and courteous service. And we train our crew for that, and we train them every day. And not only our cabin crew, but our ground staff, and basically all our staff is constantly being trained and constantly being aware of that. What we see though, that's more global thing, so it's not an Indian thing, it's a global thing, that sometimes on board of aircraft people get frustrated or angry, or certain tensions, and there's certain elements happening on board of aircraft which get by nature a lot of attention. It happens in other modes of transportations as well, but whatever happens in airlines get a lot of attention. We train our crew for that, and I'm proud of our cabin crew dealing with these situations. And I think it's our job as management to support our crews and to support our staffs also in difficult challenges and difficult times. So I would not like to go into specific incidents or specific examples. I think we should support and stand by our staff in order to make sure they get the right training, they deal with all